Namaste DMS community and everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you in this daily live meditation session with me, Dhyanse. We're meditating on 112 meditation techniques of Vigyan, Bhairav, Tantra. On this spiritual journey comes a point where you have to cross the threshold, where you need that escape velocity to break free from the gravitation of your own mind, from the gravitation of your own conditionings, of your own contractions in life. There comes a point in this spiritual journey where you need that escape velocity, where you need to go beyond this threshold. If you stay on that threshold, if you stay below that threshold, you're thrown back into your mundane life. And then you are just involved in your mundane life. And once again, the spiritual journey, it does not carry much meaning for you. The spiritual journey only remains a utility to fix this and fix that in your life. If you're going through a tough time, if you're having not so much happiness in life, you would reach out to spirituality as tools. But all this will keep you below the threshold, will keep you as you are in all your miseries. There will be all these ups and downs. Constantly life will be the same, the way you have been living, experiencing all throughout your life. But if you cross that threshold, if you gain that escape velocity, you break free from what you have been living so far, and then the real journey starts. But to gain that escape velocity, to cross that threshold, to come to that point, after that you need to take one of the two paths. There are two paths on that crossroad, on that point of threshold where you decide which path to take to move forward, to gain that escape velocity, to break free from the mundane, to break free from all the past that you have been carrying all throughout your life and just repeating and living that past all together. At this point of this crossroad, these two paths, they both meet once again. They both take you to the highest experience of life. They both take you to enlightenment, but these are very two distinct paths. What are these two paths? One is the path of a believer. The other is the path of a skeptic. Both these paths, they lead to the same place. None of these paths, the path of a believer, the path of a skeptic, is any higher or any lower, any less significant or any more significant. It depends on your decision, which path you want to take, the path of the believer or the path of the skeptic. Because they both meet once again, they both meet in enlightenment, they both meet in emptiness once again, but along the journey, they are very two distinct paths. Tantra vibration and these sessions, they are inclusive of both these paths. You don't have to make a choice to be in this session or not to be in this session, to be with Tantra vibration or to not be with Tantra vibration. Tantra serves both these paths at the same time, but you have to choose between the path of the believer or the path of the skeptic. Before you make the choice, let us understand what is this path of the believer, what is this path of the skeptic, dropping all the prejudices that we have for the path of the believer, the path of the skeptic, already that the conditionings that we have done to ourselves from all what we have heard, listened, gathered, known. Let us be open in understanding what is this path of believer and what is this path of the skeptic. The first, the path of the believer. This is the path of unity. This is the path of conviction. This is the path where deep down you know that there is a truth. Deep down you have this strength, you have this unity, your thought, your emotion, all your energies, they come together in a strong unity together and becomes and forms something very powerful known as a belief. The entire tradition of religion, it does not matter which religion, all religions, they were based on the framework of this belief. They gave you a belief system not to deceive you, but to give you that empowerment, to bring all your energies to your thought, to your emotion, to your spirit, everything all together to bring that unity and push that energy in a certain direction. Since you have not yet reached the peak, how do you know that peak is worth going there or not? Therefore, you start with the belief. Therefore, you start with that strong belief that that peak, you will reach that peak. That path that you're taking of that belief is going to lead you to there. And then the power of belief, the magic of belief, that you actually reach to that peak which you had never known, which was, you were somewhat blinded of that, but deep down you have that conviction. So belief also turns into empowerment and takes you all the way to the peak. But of course there are dangers to belief. You can be deceived, and there have been enough evidences in the past in all religions without exception where there has been deception, where there has been misuse, there has been all sorts of misconduct to break this path of belief, to misuse this path of belief. Therefore, there is a turn off from this path of belief, although it is a very powerful path, the path of devotion, the path of opening your heart without having to think about where are we going, why are we going, and putting your belief in the path, putting your belief in something, putting your belief in someone, putting your belief in the guide. This is one way. This path of belief is a straight path. This path, you don't have to worry about it. You enjoy the path. There is a lot of enjoyment, there's a lot of devotion on this path, and there is a risk. The risk of being misguided, the risk of being deceived. Therefore, this path is of gamblers. This path is of those who have the courage to go all in, who have the courage to put everything that they have at stake to be at the peak. And the reward of this path is, the path is very enjoyable. The journey is relatively straightforward. Then the other path, the path of the skeptic. This path is of the path of doubt. The path where you do not believe in anything, where you do not take anything for granted unless you validate this in your own experience. This path is also leading to the same place, to the same highest knowing, to the same highest experience, to the same peak, the path of skepticism, the path of doubt. Science, by its nature, is built on this path, the path of doubt, the path of skepticism, to validate everything in one's own experience. On this path, there are also pitfalls. If you see the path of science, it is also the current science that we call as science. It is not truly built on doubt. It is not truly built on skepticism because it wants you to believe first. The foundation of the science, the current science that we call as science, is also a belief. See that you start with belief first. You believe in the laws of thermodynamics, in the laws of physics. There is a belief. Yes, there has been some proofs done to make you believe. Those make you believe you can be made to believe anything. Therefore, the science that we currently are exploring and using, there is also a foundation of belief in that. And we have come to that point where we see propaganda of belief in science. The path of science should be the path of doubt, of skepticism. Why would there be a need to believe in science? If you were to believe in science, you could have very well taken that straight path of belief, of religion. But why do you choose now to believe in science? So the path of science, the path of skepticism, the path of doubt is also a very powerful path, also requires a lot of courage, requires your intelligence, requires your thinking, requires a reflection and awareness strong enough that you can see through every little detail. It is not a path of unity, it is a path of division. You break the whole house of cards. You see, even in the foundations, where is the truth? And once you go on this path of doubt, the path of skepticism, then doubt everything that you see, doubt everything that you hear, doubt all what comes from your perception. Is that the truth or is that the reality? Doubt your own self. Am I real or am I just a projection of something? Doubt yourself, doubt everything. But then the whole house of cards falls. The whole foundation falls, and you don't want that to happen, because in that falling of all the foundation there is fear. There is requirement of tremendous courage, tremendous honesty. And can we maintain that honesty? Can we maintain that courage? If you can, then the path of skepticism is for you. It is not a direct path. You will have to break, you will have to dig, you will have to go through a lot of dark tunnel where you will not know where you are. But if you remain true, honest to your doubt, to your skepticism, and dig everywhere, you'll reach to the same peak. The way you will reach to the same peak is through emptiness. You will see that none of it which you are doubting, none of it which you are skeptic about, none of it has any sort of validation of any kind. Everything is just an assumption. The entire world is based on just assumptions. So for a true skeptic, a true doubter, no assumption is good enough. Do not make any assumptions. So therefore, choose between these two, either the true believer or the true skeptic. Don't mix these two. The moment you will mix these two, that you are on the path of skepticism, but you are still believing in something, holding on to something as a belief, and the rest you are questioning, you have lost the choicelessness. You have to be true to your path. You have to be choiceless to the path. Either be a true skeptic or be a true believer. Believe in all gods, believe in everything, believe in the whole world, believe without any division, or do not believe, be a skeptic of everything without any exception. Choose at the junction, at the crossroad, your path, the path of belief or the path of skepticism. Stick to it until you reach to the top. Otherwise, you will fall in the ditch. These are two different paths. You will fall into the ditch if you will mix these two, or you will always remain below the crossroad, below the threshold, where you pick some belief, you pick some skepticism, some doubt, and you will only validate what you already know. You will only repeat the past, your own knowing, there will be no growth. There will be no transcendence into spirituality, into any form of higher experience, higher knowledge, higher consciousness. With that, let us listen to the technique for today, which Bhairava has given in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, and follow that technique, practice that technique. Bhairava in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra says, meditate on the body as only enclosed by the skin with nothing inside, nothing outside. Thus attain the one who is not an object of meditation. Let me repeat. Meditate on the body as only enclosed by the skin with nothing inside and nothing outside. Thus attain the one who is not an object of meditation. This is another technique of emptiness, which we have been discussing over the past sessions. Past few sessions have been directly or indirectly about emptiness, how to reach to emptiness. And here Bhairava gives one more technique where he says, meditate on the body as if it is only skin. So you will assume, you will imagine, you will visualize that you're just skin. Your body is just a thin film of skin, and inside is emptiness, outside is emptiness. And it is the same emptiness that is outside and that is inside. And when you are in this visualization, when you subject yourself in this visualization, in this imagination, in this contemplation, that you're just a bag of skin, there is only a very thin film of skin and everything else is empty. There's no flesh, no bones, no blood, no organs, nothing. It's only emptiness inside, the same emptiness that is outside. The only thing in between these two, inner emptiness and the outer emptiness, is a thin layer of skin. When you do that, when you subject yourself to that, slowly that division also disappears and there is only emptiness. You become one with that which cannot be meditated upon. You become one with Shiva, one with pure consciousness, with pure emptiness. Let us practice that in our silence, in our awareness. Please close your eyes and take a posture that is comfortable for you. With your body relaxed, sitting upright posture, head, neck, shoulders, back, aligned and rested. The breath is flowing naturally in and out at its own pace, allowing your body to rest. Your mind to settle. bring your awareness to your body and visualize your body as just an enclosure of skin. Use your thought, your imagination, your feeling to be in this sense that you're just an enclosure of skin, a thin film of skin is your body. And there's nothing inside this enclosure of skin. No bones, no flesh, no organs. Put all your energy in this visualization that there is emptiness inside this bag of skin. Everything on the inside of your skin is emptiness, nothingness. Inside is emptiness, and outside the skin all around you is also emptiness. What surrounds you is emptiness, touching your skin. And what is inside is the same emptiness. There's only emptiness inside, no thought, no emotion, no sensation, no breath, only emptiness inside. Outside is the same emptiness. You're just a thin enclosure of skin, and there's emptiness inside and outside. No thought, no emotion, no sensation. Only pure emptiness, silence, awareness. Leave all effort, all visualization, and simply sit in this silence, in this awareness. Let everything dissolve, disappear in this emptiness. Don't hold onto anything. Awareness back to your breath. To the sensations in your body. To your mind. And with this taste of silence, emptiness, and awareness of it all, very gently and slowly, you may open your eyes. And take this meditative silence to your daily life. If you're touched by this experience, if something in your heart stirs to be a part of this space, to be a part of this vibration of love, of awareness, of silence, beyond these few moments that we have in the session, you're most welcome to be a part of our community where we continue sharing this vibration, where the flame of this vibration is kept alive. The love, the silence, the awareness, the connection is kept alive for all of us to remain in that connection, in that love, in that silence all throughout our day. If you wish to be a part of that, please, you're most welcome to join our community. Please write me an email with a little bit about yourself, why you would like to be a part of this community, and what can you give back to this community. Thank you very much. Namaste.